All right, hello, third grade. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to be working again with our addition, but we're going to be working with tables now. So the first thing that we want to do is start with the numbers in the in column. So in this table, here are my numbers in the in column: 41, 191, 478, 542. Then we're going to look at the rule. So the rule is you have to add 269. So when they're in here, all we're going to do is add 269 and then they go to the out. So what we do to one person, since it's a rule, one number, we have to do to the rest of the numbers. So we're adding 269 to all of them. If we do it to one number, we do it to the rest. So now this might get confusing, so make sure as you do your work today, you also have a piece of paper to write the answers out. They did the first one for us, so 41 plus 269 equals 310. So then we have to go to the second number and do that. So I'm going to write it out over here, 191 plus 269, making sure my ones add up, tens place, and hundreds place all line up. So I'm starting with my ones place. 9 plus 1 is 10. So I put my 0 here and my 1 gets carried over. So now I have 1 plus 9 plus 6. So let's see, 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. So I have to put my 6 here and my 1 also carries over. So now I have 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So now I know the answer is 460. So that would go right here because I just added 269 to 191. So we do the same thing with the other two numbers. So we have 478 plus 269. So the first thing I'm doing is making sure my ones, tens, and hundreds place line up, and we're going to start by adding our ones place. 9 plus 8. So if this gets tricky, you can go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I stopped at 8 fingers, so I have the total of 17. So my ones place goes here, my 7, and my tens place gets carried over. So now I have 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 6 is, and I can go like this again, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that gives us 14. So again, my 4 goes down here. My 1 gets carried over. Now I have 1 plus 4 plus 2. 1 plus 4 is 5, 6, 7. So 478 plus 269 gives me 747. And our last one for the table, 542. And the rule is add 269. Now we're going to add them together. I see my tens, ones, tens, hundreds place are all lined up. In my ones place, I have 9 plus 2, which gives us 11. So 1 goes here and my other one carries over. 6 plus 4 plus 1 gives us 11 as well. So I have my 1 down here and then my 1 carries over. Then 1 plus 5 plus 7 gives us 8. So our answer would be 811 because this is our in. And then we added our rule, and then these are the answers we got. So let's do one more example. So now we have a rule down here. So the first thing we do is we look at our in column. We have 755, 387, 568, 900, and then we look at our rule. Our rule now says subtract 100, which means we're taking away 100. So they filled out the first one for us, and as we can see, the hundreds place just went down by one number. But it's good for us to write out our answers. For subtraction, the biggest number will always be on top. So these numbers will have to be on top. 387, and we're going to subtract 100. So I have 7, take away 0. We stay with 7. If I have 8, I take away 0. We have 8. But if I have 3 and I take away 1, I have 2. So that changes our answer to 287. So now let's check with another one. Our next one is 568. Subtract 100. Remember, the bigger number is always on top. So now we're going to solve for this one. If I have 8 and I take away nothing, I'm left with 8. If I have 6, take away nothing, my answer is 6. But if I have 5 and I take away 1, I'm left with 4. So then our 568 turns into 468. And our last one is 900, and our rule is subtract 100. So 0 take away 0 gives us 0. If we have 0, so we have none, and we take away none, we're still left with 0. But if we have 9 and we take away 1, we're left with 8. So our answer would be 800. So for these tables, we start with our in number, and then we add the rule. And then that's what our answer is. So for each one in the in, we took away, subtracted 100. So for today, you'll either do subtract 100 or you'll have an addition rule. So remember, we start with the number in, we add our rule, whatever our rule may be, and then that number is what goes out. Remember to have a scrap piece of paper with you so you're able to write out your answers as well. And that is it. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye, third grade.